Love, Listen, Talk, Repeat podcast. I'm Wendy Capewell, your relationship specialist, and this podcast is all about things relating and affecting relationships. I'll be interviewing guests who are experts in their profession, learning more about what they do and how they help others. In some episodes, I'll be sharing some insights and tips of my own. So settle back and enjoy. Hi, it's Wendy. And today I want to talk about self-love and self-care. So what is self-love? It's about putting yourself first before others. People think that that's being selfish. Well, we're not talking about really dramatic situations where we do have to put aside our feelings and our thoughts if somebody's really ill or they need our help desperately. It's not about that. It's really about putting our emotional well-being first to make sure that we're okay to be there for others. We can't be there for others if we're not in a good place ourselves. I liken it quite often to when you're on a plane and you hear the safety instructions. And the cabin crew will say, when the oxygen mask drops down, put the oxygen mask on yourself. Now, why do you think that is? Your immediate instinct will be to help somebody else. But if you haven't got any oxygen, how can you help anyone else? So think about it. Think about that oxygen mask and how much you need that before you can help anybody else at all. That's not selfish. That's actually the opposite. Self-love is not conditional. For example, when I lose weight, then I will find the man of my dreams. When I get promotion, everything will be okay. It really is. It's taking care of ourselves every single day. It's certainly not about seeing yourself better than anybody else. And it's also not about disregarding others. There's nothing worse than seeing that person who struts about saying, I'm better than everybody else and I don't give a damn about other people. That's not what it's about. It's not running away from problems either. It's not saying I'm going to disregard that problem because it's too difficult to deal with. That will just build up lots and lots more stress and anxiety, and that isn't showing self-love. It's about resolving the problems, working through them, and then addressing them. Because once you've addressed the problems, then you will feel more relaxed. So you can understand that it's not about disregarding those. Self-love also is not about self-criticism. Put aside those 3 words that I hate in the English language. Should, must, and ought. They really are the critical parent inside our head. They're telling you, I should be doing this. I must do that. I ought to be doing that. Instead of saying, I would like to. When we feel that self-criticism, those 3 words, should, must, and ought, are telling us that we're not good enough. They're not clever. It's not clever to do that, is it? It doesn't do us any good to feel that we aren't good enough. We walk around saying we don't measure up. And that certainly is not helpful, and it isn't about self-love. It's about setting boundaries and being able to say at times, no. Now, lots of people hate saying no because they feel others won't like them if they say those words, no. But stop and think a moment. If you're always trying to please other people, you're going to run out of capacity to do that. At some point, you're going to get overloaded, overwhelmed, over-anxious, overstressed. And actually, if you don't say no and you try to do something for someone else or something they're asking you to do, whether it's in your profession, whether it's at home, whether it's for a friend, there will come a point when you won't be able to do it as well as you could. So surely, it's better to say, right now, I'm unable to do that thing for you. It's better to say, I know that's really important for you. I appreciate that. But right this minute, I can't do that. Maybe it could be in a social situation. Unfortunately, I'm busy that day. Hey, but next month I've got some time. We could do that. Now, it is saying no, but it's not putting the other person off. It's not turning around and saying, no, I'm not doing that for you. It really is that self-care and noticing your capacity, noticing your boundaries. If something doesn't feel right for you, then you really need to understand how that feels in your body. If it doesn't feel right, the chances are it isn't right. And sometimes you have to say that no. It might be no to an extra piece of work in your job. It might be no to that extra drink that someone's pushing under your nose at a social event when you know you don't want it. It might be no to that extra piece of cake that someone's offered you. You know that it isn't good for you. And it's perfectly okay to say that. So just be aware of your boundaries. So important. Self-love is about compassion. Yes, that word, compassion. Being kind to yourself. Taking care of yourself. Doing nice things for yourself. It's perfectly okay to take time out for yourself and do something just for you. Not anyone else, just for you. It might be taking time out to read a book. It might be time to go for a walk. It might be taking exercise. It could be a million different things that count for you, but it is about nurturing yourself and taking time out to feel that self-love. Self-love is also about acknowledging your strengths, your talents, instead of saying, I'm not good enough. Because that's really important, because that helps build our self-confidence as well. We can spend our whole lives saying, I'm really not good at that. I'll never get that job because I'll never be good at this. I'll never be able to succeed in that. But instead, look at the things that you are good at. Look at those things that make you feel good about yourself. Because that's a part of self-love too. So take some time out for you. Love yourself. Don't put yourself last. And don't be conditional about it. Not only will you feel better about yourself, but you're going to be healthier. And when you're healthier and you're leading a happier life, you can help others too. Whereas when you put others first and you don't take care of yourself, you're more likely to get sick, stressed, suffering anxiety, maybe depression, and maybe even physical symptoms and illnesses too. Heart disease, diabetes even. All kinds of illnesses are related to stress and anxiety and not taking care of ourselves. So start the road today, if you haven't already. You're worth it. I really hope you enjoyed the podcast today, and you can always listen to others by clicking on my website, www.yourrelationshipspecialist.co.uk, and finding the podcast on there. You can also learn much more about me and get in touch or sign up for my newsletter. So until next time, bye for now.